Elton John's debut album, Empty Sky, was released in 1969 to critical acclaim. The album was a mix of British and American styles and featured some of his most beloved songs. Elton John's second album, Elton John, was released in 1970 and helped announce him to the world. The album showcased his talent as a singer-songwriter and reached the top 5 of the US chart. In 1971, Elton released his third studio album, Tumbleweed Connection. The album was highly acclaimed and reached number 2 in the US chart. It featured the single, Honky Tonk Women, which was a great success. Elton's fourth album, Madman Across the Water, was released in 1972. The album featured some of Elton's most iconic songs, such as Tiny Dancer and Leave On. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road was Elton's seventh studio album and released in 1973. It was a massive success, reaching number 1 across several countries and selling over 30 million copies worldwide. Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy was released in 1975 and was Elton's 9th studio album. It became the first album to enter the Billboard chart at number 1. Elton's 10th studio album, Rock of the Westies, was released in 1975. It featured some of his most recognizable pop songs including Island Girl and Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Elton released Blue Moves in 1976, his 11th studio album. The album was a departure from his usual style and explored funkier sounds. The 12th studio album by Elton, A Single Man, was released in 1978. It was the first album to include a track written solely by Elton himself, Part-Time Love. Victim of Love was released in 1979, Elton's 13th studio album. It explored themes of love and loneliness, and featured the single, Little Genie. The album 21 at 33, released in 1980, marked Elton's return to pop music. It reached the top 10 across numerous countries and featured the hit single, Little Genie. In 1982, Elton released The Fox, his 15th studio album. It was a return to rock music, featuring the hit single, Empty Garden. Two Loafers Zero was released in 1983 and marked Elton's first album on Geffen Records. The album was a commercial success, featuring the hit single, I'm Still Standing. Breaking Hearts, released in 1984, was Elton's 17th studio album. It featured the hit single, Sad Songs, Say So Much, as well as several other chart toppers. Elton's 18th studio album, Ice on Fire, was released in 1985. It featured a number of hits such as Nikita and Cry to Heaven. Saw the release of Elton's 19th studio album, Leather Jackets. The album featured the single, Heartache All Over the World, which was a top 20 hit in the US. Elton's 20th studio album, Reg Strikes Back, was released in 1988. The album was a mix of rock and pop styles and featured the hit single, I Don't Wanna Go On With You Like That. Sleeping with the Past was Elton's 21st studio album and was released in 1989. The album was a great success and featured the hit single Sacrifice. The One, Elton's 22nd studio album, was released in 1992. The album was mainly recorded at Elton's studio, making it his most personal album to date. Made in England was Elton's 23rd studio album and was released in 1995. The album was a return to his classic sound, featuring the singles Believe and Blessed. Elton released The Big Picture in 1997, his 24th studio album. It was the first album to feature the new single, Recover Your Soul, as well as other hits. Songs from the West Coast was released in 2001 and was Elton's 25th studio album. It was his first album in over 7 years, and featured the singles I Want Love and This Train Don't Stop There Anymore. Elton's 26th studio album, Peachtree Road, was released in 2004. It was a mix of pop, soul, and blues music and featured several hit singles. Elton released The Captain and the Kid in 2006, his 27th studio album. The album was heavily influenced by Elton's own life experiences and dealt with themes of change and redemption. Elton's 28th studio album, The Union, was released in 2010. The album was a collaboration with Leon Russell and featured a number of emotional songs.